With General Edmund Duke joining us as a powerful new ally within the Sons of Korhal, we have yet another obstacle to overcome. With the rescue of the Confederate general, it looks like we've received some unwanted attention from other Confederate forces in the system. Knowing that Antigua Prime is our current base of operations, the Confederacy has dispatched a massive strike force to our position. They mean to pull us out by the root and crush the Sons of Korhal once and for all. Declaring an emergency meeting, Mengsk has vital intel he wishes to share with us.
Greetings. I know you're all concerned about the Confederate Strike Force, but first we have a grave matter to discuss. It seems our data disks didn't hold weapon designs after all. Lieutenant Kerrigan will explain.
Our science teams have successfully decoded the data disk extracted during the raid on the Jacobs installation. What it contains is much stronger than a mere weapon. It contains information showing the Confederacy knew about and nurtured the rising Zerg menace. Kerrigan clues us into the classified Confederate programs for training those who are psychically gifted into ghosts, a program that she herself was a part of. And further research into the program reveals that ghosts and Zerg operate using similar psychic emanations. Raynor connects the dots that the Zerg would be drawn to a psychic energy of a ghost, especially if they're particularly powerful, like Kerrigan.
So the Zerg are here for you, darling? This keeps getting better and better.
Shut up.
With this knowledge, the Confederacy began work on a transplanar psionic waveform emitter. A psi emitter, which would have the ability to emit a ghost's psionic signature, but on a much larger scale, being able to spread across entire worlds.
The emitters broadcast the neural imprint of a ghost, but at a much greater magnitude. These things reach across worlds.
The mysteries of Marsara and Chowsara now become clear. They were the testing grounds for this new Zerg weapon.
The Confederacy used these psi emitters to lure the Zerg into isolated containment areas. Your colony, Marsara Commander, was one such location.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the Zerg are a secret weapon developed by the Confederacy.
Mengsk explains that long ago, the Confederacy obliterated Korhal, using nuclear weapons to establish their dominance. Now, with these psi emitters, they can use the Zerg as weapons of mass destruction instead.
Just as they destroyed Korhal with nuclear weapons to establish dominance a generation ago, they would use the Zerg to put an end to their other rivals. Only this time there'd be no outrage. Who could suspect the aliens were their creation? No, they'd be lauded as heroes for coming in and destroying the Zerg. It's time the Confederacy paid for its crimes.
No one would suspect the Confederacy behind the attacks, since they can come in and clean up the Zerg once they'd purged the planets of any undesirables. But now it's time to give the Confederacy a taste of their own medicine. With Kerrigan's assistance, our mission is to plant a psi emitter in the heart of the invading strike force. Once the emitter draws the Zerg to the planet, the Confederate blockade will be broken, giving us a chance to escape Antigua Prime. Heading onto the battlefield, we find that some of our structures are already under fire by Confederate forces. As we retreat back behind our defensive perimeter, Kerrigan expresses her doubts about our mission. While she believes in the cause of the Sons of Korhal, she expresses that no one actually deserves to be devoured by the Zerg.
I'm having doubts about this, Arcturus. I just don't think anyone deserves to have the Zerg unleashed on them.
I know you have personal feelings about this, but you can't let your past cloud your judgment. Carry out your orders, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Mengsk, knowing Kerrigan's traumatic past, states that now is not the time to dwell on what has happened, but insists that she focus on the task at hand. Orders are orders, so she reluctantly agrees. Once we take stock of our base, we find once again our fighting potential has increased. Now joined with General Duke's Alpha Squadron, we have considerable upgrades added to our disposal. numerous infantry and vehicle upgrades further than what we could previously do, and they give us a unique structure as well as a couple of new units. Firstly, the Science Facility. The Science Facility has the option of 2 separate add-on structures, which we hope to see in future battles. It also personally increases our ability to upgrade all weapons and armor for our military units. And finally, it houses multiple upgrades for a new support unit that we have acquired, the Science Vessel.
We have you on visual. Transmit orders. Receiving headquarters. I like the cut of your jib. E equals MC. Oh, let me get my notepad. Fusion, eh? I'll have to remember that. Who set all these lab monkeys free? I think we may have a gas leak. Do any of you fools know how to shut off this infernal contraption? The ship, out of danger?
A floating laboratory capable of detecting invisible units and able to use powerful abilities like the defensive matrix.
Transmit orders. Commencing.
Yes, sir! Moving! Delighted to, sir!
Which shields units for a threshold of 250 damage, an EMP blast capable of draining enemy shields and wiping out their energy stores,
Excellent. Commencing.
Standing by. Outstanding.
and irradiate, which causes biological units to break down on a cellular level, causing them to rapidly lose HP while damaging any other biological units in a close proximity.
Excellent.
Upgrade complete.
Receiving headquarters.
Also, cool side note, before Starcraft was released, the science vessel originally was going to have 4 legs and walk around almost like a spider. That would have been pretty cool, but I like the way they went with it, flying around instead. But the science vessel pales in strength when compared to our newest arrival, the Terran siege tank.
Orders, sir! Yes, sir! Identify target! Da-da-da-da, down, da-da-da-da, down. I'm about to drop the hammer and dispense some indiscriminate justice. What is your major malfunction?
Seeing much attention and praise during the Guild Wars, this powerhouse has the ability to lock itself into the ground and extend its range farther than any other unit on the battlefield. But just as this big boy enters our ranks, we see that the enemy is deploying them against us on the outskirts of our base. This will be a fair fight. Immediately, we are assaulted by various waves of infantry, vehicles, cloaked wraiths, and enemy siege tanks. We, as the commander, are pushed to our tactical limits. But we push forward and establish a strong forward base, using high ground and our new tanks to keep the enemy at bay.
Move it! Delighted to, sir! Absolutely!
Greetings, Command. Excellent. Commencing.
As we dive forth into the heart of their base, we see that they've even deployed Terran battlecruisers into the fray. These aerial titans boast the strongest combination of durability, armor, and weaponry the Confederacy has at their disposal, able to wipe out multiple units just by themselves. But we will not be defeated. While keeping the enemy forces distracted, with Kerrigan's assistance, we are able to sneak an SCV into the middle of the Confederate base and trigger the psi emitter. The Zerg are coming, and the battle is won. While this Pyrrhic victory ensures our survival for now, Kerrigan pleads to Minsk that this be the last time we use such a depraved weapon. But Minsk replies that, at this point, what we do now, we do for the survival of our species, and that our responsibility is too great for us to do anything less.
Psi emitter in place. Just promise me we'll never do anything like this again.
We will do whatever it takes to save humanity. Our responsibility is too great to do any less.